Thank you, my lady. My lady, I will make a submission to you that I believe will resolve the issue, subject, of course, to your finding and your ruling in this matter. But we see that there's maybe a solution to this, but I need to preface it by making two other submissions. The one is to just quote from one of many letters written to the prosecution, all in the same tenor, saying, and I read, this was 25 September 2013, and it's paragraph 11. I'm not going to hand it up, I'm just going to read it for present purposes. Just requesting information and then stating, you are no doubt aware that our client has the right to a fair trial, which includes the right to be informed of the charges to be proffered against him with sufficient particularity so as to enable him to prepare adequately and timelessly for the trial. It goes without saying that any attempt to ambush our client vis-a-vis his fair trial rights will be unconstitutional. We will not tolerate any attempt by yourselves to introduce any matter at a trial hearing should same not have been disclosed to our client during this trial preparation. In any event, any further matter which you seek to place reliance upon must be disclosed to our client, but by no later than 30 September 2013. Now, we've explained to you that this did not form part of the docket. However, my lady, in order to get to some resolution of the matter, we asked to see you in chambers and to indicate that Mr. Pistorius is under cross-examination, and ordinarily I may not see him. We obtained permission to see him for a very short period to take this matter up in order to try and address the unfairness of this. We have done so, my lady. He has not seen the video clip. We have seen it, and in order for the matter to proceed, we are not persisting with the objection on the understanding of the state submission that it will not be evidence that's put before it, but it's for purposes of cross-examination. It's also on the understanding that we understand the indirect or derivative effect of this, but that we would make the submission that this should not be seen as any further opportunity for the state to introduce in cross-examination evidence which should have and could have formed part of the state's case. So we don't want this to be seen from our side as a precedent by just taking a supine position, but we believe that taking everything into account and the fact that we had now the opportunity to consult very briefly, that we will not persist with the objection against the evidence on the basis as presented by the state that what's put in the video would in itself not form part of the evidence. Thank you, my lady.
Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Nell.
As a good pleasure, I agree with the submission, and on that basis I will proceed if it's in order with the court.
Okay. Yes, please,
may I then request, my lady, that we view the video?
Yes, you may do so.
Oscar Pistorius, as you've never seen him before. And in these pictures uncovered by Sky News, the athlete shows his prowess at handling a gun.
Hold on. When you ready? You're ready. Take out.
Screams of delight, but listen to the voice of a man who sounds very much like Oscar Pistorius.
It's a lot softer than brain, but it's like a zombie stopper.
Thank you, my lady. That is how far we will view this video. May I then proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, you may.
Can you now recall what happened there, Mr. Pistorius?
My lady, I can recall this video. I've seen this video before. I didn't remember the word zombie stopper. I was at a shooting range where Mr. Rentz, who testified as part of the state's evidence, I was at his shooting range. I was shooting at a watermelon with a handgun. That wasn't me laughing in the background, but that was my voice saying those words.
Was your voice?
I think in hindsight, my lady, it makes me very upset to hear myself say something like that. But to compare a zombie, which is a fictional animated character, to a human being, is the relevance is I can't put two and two together. And if I was shooting at a watermelon or at a piece of wood or at a target, I didn't at any point compare it to a human or shooting at a human.
No, you did. You did. You said, it's softer than brains. Who else got brains?
My lady, I was in that whole sentence, I was referring to a zombie.
But what we see there is, what ammunition it used?
My lady, it was a 50.50 ammunition in the second part. The first part was a shotgun, and the second part was a .50 caliber handgun.
A black talon ammunition?
It was ammunition, a different ammunition, my lady. It was far bigger caliber. That firearm, although I'd applied for a license for it, I hadn't taken possession of it. It was at the shooting range. That firearm was made for trail walking. It's made by an American company for trail walking, for self-protection against animals. I had never taken possession of it, but it didn't use black talon ammunition. It used a bigger caliber ammunition.
Yeah, but what we can see there is the effect the ammunition had on a watermelon. It exploded. Am I right?
That's correct, my lady.
You know that the same happened to River's head. It exploded. Have a look. I'm going to show you, Mr. Pistorius. It had the exact same effect, the bullet that went into her head.
My lady, I was there that night.
That's it. Have a look there, mister. I know you don't want to because you don't want to take responsibility, but it's time that you look at it. Take responsibility for what you've done, Mr. Pistorius.
My lady, I've taken responsibility by me waiting and not wanting to live my life, but waiting for my time on this stand to tell my story for the respect of Riva and for myself. I've taken responsibility, but I will not look at a picture where I'm tormented by what I saw and felt that night. As I picked Riva up, my fingers touched her head. I remember. I don't have to look at a picture. I was there.
It's the same thing as the watermelon. You had it now in practice, mister. It's softer than brains.
I think that is extremely unfair to say that is the same thing as a watermelon. I think it's uncalled for. I see no basis for that.
I'll rephrase. It had the same effect as your watermelon.
That's equally uncalled for. There was no evidence that it has had the same effect. It's very different. It's unfair, it's not relevant, and it's unfair questioning.
Mr. Nell.
With respect, I will leave. I don't think it's unfair, but I will.
Well, I think it's unfair.
Okay.
And can you just remove this from the screen?
Yes. We'll do so. Mr. Pistorius, can we carry on?
Just give him time.
Mr. Pistorius, I'll give you time. I understand that it's difficult, so just indicate when you're ready and I'll proceed then. I think I have to be fair, and I can see that Mr. Pistorius is distressed, and I understand that he should be distressed. So, Lady, may I then ask that the court just adjourn, we give Mr. Pistorius time to come better, and we proceed to take.
We'll take the agenda.